Imagine a world where ancient texts hold the secrets to understanding our history, culture, and the very fabric of our spiritual lives. The Book of Psalms, a collection of 150 poems and prayers, is one such text that has captivated scholars and believers for millennia. It is a kaleidoscope of human emotions and divine interactions, a mirror reflecting the deepest longings and fears of the people who composed it. However, the story of the Psalms is not just about the content of these poems, but also about the journey of their compilation and the theories that have shaped our understanding of them. This video delves into the intriguing world of Psalms scholarship, focusing on the work of Sigmund Mowinckel and the evolving perspectives on the Psalter's structure and meaning. Sigmund Mowinckel, a Norwegian theologian and Old Testament scholar, revolutionized the study of the Psalms in the early 20th century. His approach was groundbreaking because it combined two distinct methodologies: comparative study and form criticism. Comparative study involves looking at the religious practices and texts of other ancient Near Eastern cultures, particularly those of Mesopotamia, to draw parallels with the practices in ancient Israel. Form criticism, on the other hand, is a method that seeks to identify the genre of biblical texts and understand their original social and liturgical settings. Mowinckel's comparative approach led him to hypothesize that the New Year festival, known as the Akitu festival in Mesopotamian cultures, had a parallel in ancient Israel. The Akitu festival was a significant event where the epic of creation was recited, and the king was ritually humiliated and then re-enthroned for the coming year. Mowinckel proposed that a similar festival might have existed in Jerusalem before the Babylonian exile, featuring elements like the recitation of creation psalms and the ritual humiliation of the king. He suggested that several psalms, such as Psalms 93 and 96 to 99, which celebrate the divine kingship of Yahweh, and Psalm 104, which speaks of creation, could have been part of this festival. Form criticism allowed Mowinckel to delve deeper into the structure and function of the Psalms. He classified Psalms into various genres, such as individual laments, corporate laments, songs of thanksgiving, and royal psalms. This classification helped him understand how these texts might have been used in the liturgical life of ancient Israel. For example, Psalm 20, which combines elements of petition and thanksgiving, could be interpreted as a two-part psalm where an oracle or blessing from a priest or prophet intervened between the petition and the expression of gratitude. Similarly, Psalm 28, which shifts from a plea for help to an assurance of divine protection, suggests the possibility of a liturgical response or intervention during its recitation. Mowinckel's methods opened up new avenues for interpreting the Psalms. Psalm 118, for instance, appears to be designed for a procession to the temple, with the congregation and priests engaging in a call and response liturgy. The Psalm's structure, with its shifts in point of view and speaker, becomes more understandable when viewed through the lens of liturgical practice. Psalm 89, which speaks of the king's humiliation, could be interpreted as a ritual text used annually during the New Year festival, rather than a reflection on a specific historical event. While Mowinckel's reconstructions are speculative and cannot be definitively proven, His approach has had a lasting impact on Psalms scholarship. It has raised important questions about the liturgical and social contexts in which the Psalms were composed and used. However, as academic fashions have shifted, the focus has moved from the individual Psalms and their original settings to the Psalter as a compiled book. The Psalter, as we know it today, is a complex and intricate collection that likely took shape over several centuries. It is divided into 5 books, a structure that mirrors the 5 books of the Pentateuch. Each book contains a diverse array of psalms, and the divisions do not always correspond to thematic or stylistic breaks. The presence of headings, which are probably later additions, suggests that the Psalter was compiled from earlier collections, such as the Psalms of David, Psalms of the Korahites, and Psalms of Asaph. These collections were likely rearranged and expanded to form the final Psalter. The order of the Psalms has been a subject of intense study. The discovery of the Psalms scroll from Qumran, which arranges the Psalms differently from the Masoretic tradition, indicates that the order was still fluid in the late Second Temple period. This variability suggests that the Psalter was not a static collection, but one that evolved over time, reflecting the changing needs and liturgical practices of the communities that used it. In recent years, scholars have become increasingly interested in the final form of the Psalter, seeking to understand the principles that guided its compilation. This interest is driven by both literary and theological motivations. From a literary perspective, the Psalter is seen as a carefully crafted collection, with each psalm contributing to a larger narrative or thematic structure. Theologically, the Masoretic order is considered the received tradition, and scholars seek to uncover the religious message embedded in the arrangement of the Psalms. In conclusion, the study of the Psalms is a rich and multifaceted field that continues to evolve. Mowinckel's pioneering work laid the foundation for understanding the Psalms in their liturgical and social contexts, while recent scholarship has shifted focus to the Psalter as a compiled book. The journey of the Psalms, from ancient liturgies to the final form of the text, is a testament to the enduring power and complexity of this sacred collection.